Well, the story of Cookridge House was a convalescent hospital out in the countryside at Cookridge. £13,000 was donated in total to build this hospital at Cookridge, and 10,000 of those pounds were put up by John Metcalfe Smith. So it's a fantastic legacy intended to benefit the poorer people in Leeds. And for the last few years, until Stonewater and Homes England began to develop the site in the very sympathetic way that you see today at Cookridge House. Sadly, for a few years it was very dilapidated, but obviously completely transformed, and I think the exterior of the building is in the style that John Metcalfe Smith and the architect Richard Norman Shaw intended.
I'm really pleased with the new housing scheme at Cookridge Hospital in Leeds. It's a fantastic scheme and is a testament to the hard work done by Vistry, by Nicole Thomas and the whole team from Stonewater. So I'd like to congratulate my colleagues on what's a fantastic new scheme of affordable housing. The first grant funded scheme in Yorkshire for Stonewater for some time. The Cookridge scheme is the result of an awful lot of hard work by my Stonewater colleagues and by others, but it's important because Yorkshire is one of Stonewater's strategic growth areas. It's an area where we recognise that the need for affordable housing is acute, and we want to do what we can to support people who need affordable homes. We also recognise that through the investment that we make, we're able to support and invest in the local economy. And that's more and more important as we build our way out of the pandemic, that new affordable housing schemes become a way not just to drive a social recovery, but also an economic recovery too.
I remember walking around the building with my hard hat and steel-toe cap boots on at a very early stage of the development. So we looked at the building, we visited the archives, and we did a lot of research. And at the end of the day, the task we were given, and hopefully we achieved, was to produce an interpretation board, a board that tells the history of the house in words and pictures. So in a way, what we've done in the board is encapsulated the history of the building that started out 150 years ago as Cookridge Convalescent Hospital and has ended up today as Cookridge House, a fantastic building with a new lease of life for the future.
Cookridge Hospital main building, we were aware of it some 6 years ago. We approached Stonewater Housing Group to build 30 units on site. The scheme comprised of 6 new build houses, 10 apartments and 14 conversion houses within the existing building. The location is one of the highest points in Leeds, so the views from the whole of the building, the apartments, is spectacular. Obviously the features of the building, the high pitched roof, the chimney details, the eaves details, and just the significant look of the building. Large windows, slate roofs. It just looks a fantastic building brought back to life.
Cookridge House has been a wonderful development to have the opportunity to work on. Stonewater's pledge to improve the public realm of its new developments and engage local communities has been exemplified through our public art on site, consisting of decorative benches using designs created by pupils from the nearby Lighthouse School, along with a metal archway at the front of the scheme depicting the new title of Cookridge House. We continue to work closely with the Lighthouse School, who are about 100 metres from the site as the crow flies, and are a school dedicated to young people with an autistic spectrum condition. Stonewater funded the addition of acoustic baffles to improve the acoustic qualities and usability of the school hall for those pupils more acutely sensitive to noise.
And I just wanted to convey how grateful we are to Stonewater for the project work we've done in partnership with them to date. We've done some really exciting and successful partnership work. We also launched a mosaic project. The launch of that project itself was phenomenal. The impact it had on the students was amazing. So we organised an event with colleagues from Stonewater, from the building company, local historian and a local mosaic artist came in and did some work one afternoon with a big group of my sixth formers, and that was all about the heritage of the site, the hospital, you know, it was down to the geography as well as the history. It was really interesting. The students were super engaged with it, and that then led us on to be inspired to start work on some designs for the mosaics that are going to be installed. within the development, and we can't wait to see it to fruition and for that project to be completed and for those beautiful, beautiful mosaics to be installed and be enjoyed by the residents. So absolutely inspiring and brilliant working with Stonewater so far. We really appreciate their support with the projects that we've been doing, and the impact on our school pupils has been absolutely fantastic. It's really inspired them and helped them to think more about their community, and we're very excited about the links we can have with Stonewater going forward in terms of the development with us being such close neighbours.
We're delighted with the completion of this scheme, as it will bring 30 much needed affordable homes to the local community set in the beautiful grounds of a Grade 2 listed building. We're working closely with Leeds City Council to deliver affordable homes where they're most needed and explore opportunities for delivery. Our work in Leeds is as part of a broader effort working with West Yorkshire Combined Authority to unlock housing growth opportunities in this city region, including focusing on those which bring historic assets back to life, such as Cookridge Hospital.
We knew some of the staff from previous relationships, so again, just a good relationship with Stonewater thus far. So much so we have now got another scheme 4 miles up the road, just due out of planning for another 150 affordable units, so long may it continue. I'm delighted that some of our apprentices are going on to other sites with us. I've had a chance to work on such an iconic building because there's been so many different aspects. It's a real learning curve for all the trainees and apprentices on there. I'm sure it's a job they'll remember for the rest of their working lives. It was that complex, challenging and interesting, I might add, at the same time. You've got a building there, built in the late 18th century, Cookridge Hospital, brought back to life. So it's a listed building, you see obviously fully slate roofed, timber windows, all the vertical tile, all the traditional materials. Significant input from Leeds listed building officers, and they have been to site and they're absolutely delighted with the results, as are we and Stonewater. And I'm sure all the residents living in them properties have got one of the most iconic locations, and the key features inside some of these townhouses and flats. I think it's a unique place to live.